I'm going to share with you how I managed to increase my eBay sales by around 30%, and that's not to be sniffed at. It's just 3 simple steps. Hey, welcome back to Cooking the Haydens. I'm Car Boot Chris and I'm a full-time reseller predominantly operating on eBay. Now, a little while ago, I was experiencing a bit of a slump on eBay. My sales had dropped quite rapidly. I wasn't in panic mode because I was still making some decent money, but something wasn't quite right. So I decided to look at the way that I was processing my listings, managing them long term, making changes to listings, stuff like that. And I came up with a plan, and it actually worked pretty well. It increased my sales by roughly 30%. Now, don't forget, if you like this kind of content, please hit the like button and the subscribe, and we'll put out more tips like this. And there's loads on the channel already, so go and have a browse, see what you can find. So what are these 3 magic steps that I'm talking about? Well, it's not exactly rocket science, but I've developed this process and it's taken me several months to actually realise that it's working properly. Because you've got to go through a full cycle just to see the results. So the first step is this. After 3 months of my items being listed, I made some alterations to the listing. I did not end the listing and sell similar or relist. Don't do that. Don't do that. Predominantly price, I dropped the price by a decent amount. When I say decent amount, 20%, 25%, 30%. You can also check your title at this point, make some alterations, switch your photos around if you wish, and make sure all your item specifics are up to date. The main thing is the price, and I'll tell you why. It is because if you alter your price, everybody who's been interested in that item over the previous 3 months, watchers, viewers, had it in my cart, didn't buy, whatever, people who have been interested will get an email from eBay and it will say the seller has dropped the price by £3, 20%, whatever. And it gives them another opportunity to think, oh, the price has come down, I might just have to go and get this now. At the same time as doing this, I always then at this point write in the custom SKU, custom label box, I write OPT, optimized, and then the date. And that is the date that I made this change, because that's going to come in handy for step number 2. So step number 2 is when my items got to 5 months old, I made a second alteration to the listing. At this point, your title should be decent, your photos should be decent, and your item specifics should be done and updated. But I will just do a price revision. So I'll drop the price again. Now, at the 5 months point, eBay might not send out a price revision email to people who were previously interested. This is because they might have already had a price revision at 3 months and therefore they might not get another email. However, any new people after the 3 month point might get an email to say the price has been reduced and therefore further opportunity for sale. Also, at this point in this custom SKU label box, I replaced the OPT with the new date, the 5 month point date, so that I know it was updated then. So step number 3 comes very shortly after step number 2, surprise, surprise. But this comes at the point my items have been listed for 6 months. So that's 1 month later after step number 2. I hope you're following all these steps. There's only 3 steps. At step number 3, the items get put on auction. So what I generally do is I slash the price by 50% and I put it on a 7-day auction. Now I'm on a middle shop. I get 300 auctions per month. So I usually fill these up now every month. So I put it on auction. At this point, I completely remove the custom SKU because it's not going to be optimized further. It's going on auction. It's important to remember one thing about step 3. When you're about to change a few of those listings that are coming up to 6 months to auction, do it before they are due to renew on the 6th month. Do it just before. So when it says it's going to renew in 1 day, do it at that point. Because if you let it renew and then you cancel it and it doesn't sell and then you've got to relist it again, you've paid to list that twice in a month, or you've used up twice your allocation for no reason. End it before it gets to the 6th month and it renews. Just remember that little tip. Fingers crossed, your item might sell. I normally go 50% off and start the auction at that point. You might want to just say, you know what, we're going to let this stock go and start it low, 99p, whatever. I don't really do that because stuff just ends up going for 99p, and most of the time I don't want to let it go for 99p. So it goes on auction. If you're lucky, fingers crossed, it might sell. If it doesn't sell, I relist the item. This is the only point at which an item gets relisted, after 6 months and after it's failed at auction. It then gets relisted, and I put the price slightly higher than the auction price. So it starts that whole cycle all over again, but it'll start its price much lower than it started in the first place. So it should then sell quicker. It probably won't ever reach the auction stage on this second round. So you've got 3-month price reduction alterations, 5-month price reduction, 6 months auction. So by taking those 3 steps, I've found the following. I'm not using as many paid auctions or as many paid listings. I'm reducing that number. I'm selling stuff quicker. I'm making more money. I'm turning stock around. Ultimately, of course, more profits, quicker profits. So that's a change that I've made in the last few months, and it's working. It's working for me. I'm not going to say 100% that it can work for you as well, but there's no real reason why it can't. But I will say this, you've got to be ruthless with your pricing. There's no point knocking £1 off when it's £30. If it's £30, knock it down to 25, knock it down to 20. Are you in the game of selling, or are you in the game of storing? I think I've just about covered steps 1, 2 and 3 of Car Boot Chris's masterclass in eBay listing and management. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you got a formula or a process that you use? I know a few of you have, which is great. Everyone has different ways of working, and I thought I'd just share with you my way. It's doing well for me. Maybe it would do well for you. Good luck with it anyway. Happy sales. Take care and see you again on the next video.
I'm not sure I understand.